Let's solve this quadratic equation by using the formula. So notice that it's already equal to 0, so it's already an ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 form. So let's note what those values are. So the value of a is 5, because 5 is the value on the x squared, it's the coefficient. The value of b is 1, because I have 1x. And the value of c is negative 18, because remember this is ax squared plus bx plus c. So I'd need to add negative 18 at c spot. So that's the value of c. Now, to figure out the values here, I'm going to substitute those into the quadratic formula, which is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. If you really want to memorize the quadratic formula, there are songs and things of that nature, but I really suggest you write it down every time you're going to use it. Okay, every time before you substituting your values, write it down. That's the easiest way to get it ingrained in your head. Okay, let's start substituting. So x equals negative b is 1, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 1 squared minus 4 times a is 5, and c is negative 18. And I want all of that divided by 2 times 5. Okay, it's worth your time, because you're about to do a bunch of arithmetic, to make sure you're starting in the right place. So I had that a was 5, so I wanted to put that 5 here and here. There it is, and there it is. So I've got a. I had that b was 1. I wanted to put b here and here. So here I have a 1, and there I have a 1. So that's good. And then I had c was negative 18. So I wanted c just right here. There's negative 18. I've got it. Okay, I substituted those values all in their right places. Now it's just arithmetic time. So remember, we're going to leave that plus or minus until the end, but let's start to work through here. The opposite of 1 is negative 1, plus or minus the square root of 1 squared is 1. Now I have minus 4 times 5 times negative 18. So 4 times 5 times negative 18 is going to be a negative number, and I'm subtracting it. So I want to instead add whatever that value is. So 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 18 is 360. Divided by 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, so I'm just going to take a minute, take a breath, and it looks like I'm at negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 plus 360, all divided by 10. Okay. Before I can do anything else, I need to combine those guys under the square root. So negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 361 over 10. Now, 361 is a perfect square. 361 is 19 squared. So this is negative 1 plus or minus 19 over 10. Okay, now I'm at that point where I split into the two answers. So x is either negative 1 plus 19 over 10, or x is negative 1 minus 19 over 10. Negative 1 plus 19 is 18. 18 tenths is the same as 9 fifths. Or, over here, negative 1 minus 19, so if I'm at negative 1 and I go down 19 more, I'm at negative 20, and negative 20 tenths is negative 2. So I got 9 fifths or negative 2 for my answers. So I'm going to check them quick. 9 fifths or negative 2. If x is 9 fifths, this is 5 times 9 fifths squared plus 9 fifths minus 18. I'm hoping that's 0. This is 5 times 81 25ths. Oops. Note, a calculator would make this easy if you're fraction averse. I'm not, so I'm just going to keep going. 81 25ths is the same as 81 fifths plus 9 fifths minus 18, I'm hopeful is 0. 81 fifths plus 9 fifths is 90 fifths minus 18. 90 fifths is 18. That does equal 0. Great. So I know that 9 fifths is right. Let's check -2. 5 times -2 squared plus -2 minus 18 is 5 times 4 minus 2 minus 18 is 20 minus 2 minus 18, and I know that that's 0, so -2 works as well. So 9 fifths and -2 are the two solutions to that quadratic equation.